because Luke moved.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he's not here anymore.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
we'll
need
one
to do something to maybe remove him.
I know Glenn
Not
Rose is
necessarily
uptown.
today, but just for next year.
Luke come?
Yeah, I think he's moved out of town.
Where'd he go?
I honestly don't know.
Is he not still working for the bank?
I don't think so, unless he moved locations. But he lived right next to Chad and Lisa Wilson,
Yeah.
and he sold that house. I'm pretty sure he's moved out of town.
Your dad told me the story of how he went to Arizona all those years and got putting lessons from Flick.
Who? Flick? Fluff?
Flick. He's Flick would be
Hey, good morning.
Yes, it is.
Jack Nicholson's coach.
Yeah.
No.
Jack Flick. You never heard those stories? Maybe he told me a bunch of crap. I don't know.
I hear ya.
Yeah, I don't know.
How we learned how to putt, looking at the hole.
Oh, he said he's always done that.
Oh no, not until after college. Because he sucked in college. Sucked putting.
He still sucks. He's gonna be in my flight again this weekend.
Who's he playing with? He's playing with
Cameron and Brett.
Yeah.
So they can match up against Brian again.
Brian's just. I know Brian, Chet, and Scott are just thankful that you and me and Chad are not playing together.
Yeah, we would have dusted them the
I
first
know.
day.
That cave that
Yeah.
fall through.
Yeah.
My fault.
Good job, Corey.
Yeah.
Rivers playing his first concert in Beaver.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, now it's me and Hillman's brother.
That's a little different team. Seems like the
They-
goals of that team might be a little different.
They needed one.
Yeah.
I was gonna play with them, and then these guys were like, "Hey, let's play." And so I told Hillman, like, I'm gonna play with these guys. And then Corey was like, "Oh, I can't play." So I was like, "Hey, can I play with you
Hey,
now?"
just joking, I'm back.
It seemed like the ball was carrying further yesterday.
It's that humidity.
Like hole 11. I mean, it was pin high.
I knocked it hole high to the right on the front of the green. I mean, I could have been 15 feet.
I was barely in the fringe.
Yeah, that's where Chandler was.
I didn't get up and down either.
He didn't. But then so I knock it on 11, miss it. Then I go to 12, and I hit it over there to the left by the road. I'm like 183, hit it to like 7 feet, miss it.
Gee, hole number 12. I had to drive around the middle. I had a 153 in.
Trey had 120 in and made a par. I mean,
It sounds like something Brian Ho would do.
he cranked this drive.
I hit driver pitching wedge on 12.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely firming up out there.
But the greens weren't like. I'm trying to think. Hole 12, when I hit the pitching wedge, I mean, it spun back. I hit it pin high.
Yeah.
It spun back. I mean, of course, it was on a little ridge, though.
Yeah, if you get them into some of the false little hills or whatever, they'll react.
But
But
the hole.
like on 15, I hit like a 70-yard wedge shot and did what? Oh, it was out of the rough, but I mean, hopped, couple hops, trickled out 15 feet. I wasn't getting them to spin. But like when I was hitting full irons into like the par
Hole
3.
16,
Yeah.
I hit a 9 iron, pin high, and spun it back 10 foot.
Yeah.
But the greens are soft. They're receptive.
Yeah, and I've been watering pretty hard the last few days.
But man,
'Cause they were
I'm
getting
noticing
pretty
the
dry.
rough, man, the rough is getting dry.
Yeah.
But that's my last time I played golf for
Yeah, I mean,
a few weeks.
yeah.
Oh, good.
I really was when I played this weekend.
I think just kind of everything's just kind of catching up to us
I'm
now.
excited for good.
Like we didn't aerate last fall because we were going through the irrigation system. And then, you know, we probably haven't birdie cut enough. It's been so hot. I just think the greens are getting really thatchy. And
Ended early.
I think it's just all catching up to us. We just need a good aeration in a couple weeks, and then we'll get back.
When are you gonna aerate it?
I think I'm gonna do it like
Mid-September.
11th or something. So there's Labor Day, and then we'll have like the 6th, 7th, and 8th. There's like a Seaboard outing, and then the Chambers of Commerce tournament got rescheduled. And then Sergio wants to do that Hugoton or Hooker
Maybe.
Ryder Cup.
Quorum.
So there'll be like Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Congratulations, Jamie.
I think I'll aerate. So it'll be like
I'm normally the one that gets a
9th or
text
10th
message
or
or 5
something.
minutes in, like, are you coming to this? I'm like,
Good
"Ooh,
morning.
yeah."
Well, Larry doesn't want to sit up here with us.
No,
I
I've almost got a
I'd like
chair
to do
at
it
the
Monday after the Leon.
set up here.
I think I'm like too early to get it.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, because like I said, we're
Quorum accomplished, or you
an
got-
aeration behind
Get her
technically.
going?
We didn't do it last year.
Let's see.
So.
I'm gonna give it
Yep, Ryan,
a here.
Rose, January,
Yeah.
Kaufman,
Yeah, present.
Bajan, Winters,
Here.
Moon,
Here.
Barrera, and Cook. Okay, we do have quorum.
Okay. Are you recording up here? Ready for me to go?
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and call the meeting to order. We've already done the attendance. Public comments is number 3. You want to take your hat off and be the public for a second, or are you good? That sounds like you. Good on number 3. Number 4, discussion of possible action to approve the minutes from April 16, 2024. What's your pleasure? We'll need
I'll make a motion to approval.
Okay.
Second.
Second, I don't know who, I'm gonna give it to Larry Moon, because he sat up here. He's the better of the two Larrys at the moment, so you got some room to.
Story of my life.
Okay, all in favor on the motions?
Aye.
Motion to approve
Aye.
minutes? Anyone opposed? Passes. All right. Update on golf course business. For 5. Anybody want to take the lead? You want to start, Matt?
You want me to start now, or you want me to wait till 6? Hey, this is loud.
You have to.
Yeah,
you do the good news?
let me go ahead and inform you of something. I was hoping I'd have a letter here today, but we've been in contact with the Elks Lodge. The city of Guyan has extended its wishes to purchase that. I understand this or something.
Wait a minute, what? I can't hear you.
That's why you should be
Yeah,
here.
buddy.
It was brought to our attention that it was going to go on the market, so we've addressed the official letter. And if it does, we'd like to have first opportunity to purchase.
Okay.
Purchase what?
The Elks Lawn,
The Elks Lodge, okay.
that would just open up a whole new possibilities for us, clubhouses, lawn. So, nothing's in writing yet, we just expressed our willingness to look at it very seriously.
I have heard other rumblings on said property, nothing worth going on the record about. I'm sure you have too. We live in a small town. Right. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
That would be beneficial for the course, for sure. Good. Good deal.
I thought that was good.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else on number 5? Mike, or otherwise, before we go to staff and comments?
I don't have anything.
Okay, we'll go to you, man.
Yeah, no, just day by day business. We got the tournament coming up this next weekend, or this weekend. We got like a handful more events to end the year. I'd say all is good so far. Pretty much the only thing I have is I'm down a full timer, so a little short-handed, but we're doing what we can.
Who are you down?
Fred.
Fred?
Yeah, he had another back surgery, so he's probably done till, I said Thanksgiving or Christmas, but we'll see.
Hey, what are your plans with the bunker on 15?
I'm gonna fill it in,
Okay.
but
It's just
all
sticker-palooza over
that
there, so
got sat way back with the flood
Okay.
because all my piles of dirt to go in the bunker were down in the creek bottoms, and now I have no dirt piles and no skid steer, and
I think you go in
So-
and rescue some of that sand on between 6 and 7. It's beautiful sand.
well, yeah, we gotta just get something to dig it up with.
I'm just kidding. No, it really is though. It's pretty sandy.
Yeah, I mean, it's
great.
good, but it definitely needs sifted and stuff,
Yeah,
unless
sure.
you're just gonna go throw it in a fairway. But,
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not going anywhere as of right now, so.
I think, one comment that pops up when you talk about your staff, and then I'm just gonna use my other hat, and Mr. Shannon's here, is that over the years, I think the course has kind of struggled with staffing, and just on what I've learned working in PTCI, I think it's worth evaluating some of the physical requirements that you might ask of those employees that you look at future openings, and whether or not they, you know what I mean? Being able to cover the stipulations of the job requirement so that we don't end up in, yeah, we have 7 people, but only 3 of them can run a shovel type scenarios. Guys, I know that's a
Well noted.
abrasive statement, but I think it's worth denoting, right?
Very noted.
Okay.
Very well.
You haven't heard anything from Coach Cooper, have you?
As in,
I heard he had to take his wife.
yeah, he had to take his wife to the, I'm not sure if they went to the ER. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I know he had the ambulance come pick her up, and they were at the hospital this morning. That's kind of all I know.
I heard that.
So, yeah, I don't know if it was anything major, but that's all I know.
Just other notes here. I think that we need to, Matt had mentioned it, and Jamie as well, kind of nudged me here, is that I think we feel like Luke has moved, has left town
I don't
moved.
think we feel. I think that he has.
We know, okay. That's how, Matt indicated that he moved, I just didn't know for sure if it was out of town.
Yeah.
So we need to start the process of
Feeling his.
filling, taking applications on a new board member. We'll start, I'm sure all of us have a handful of people we can reach out to, and just, I think the next step is for them to fill out an application with the city
Yes.
on that.
Yes, and they can also do the application on our website, or just let me know and I can email it to you.
Perfect.
I
Email,
just have, I probably should have talked about this back at number 3, but I just want to, since we haven't had a meeting since, we had the Jim Hitch tournament back at the end of May, and we had a great turnout. The course, of course, at that time looked great. I mean, it still looks great. We've had a really great summer. We had a great response to that. We had over 100 kids that were here with their family, grandparents. I think at one point, I think we usually between Friday and Saturday, and mostly on Saturday, because anyway, we have there's around 350 people out at that golf course with those kids, because 100 kids, there's usually at least 2 to 4 adults within, with grandparents and friends and stuff like that come in. So that we had a great tournament, and we were not able to do that without the golf course, without the golf course staff and the city also supporting us in our tournament through the on like convention and tourism somewhat. I think we're budget now, but I mean it was good. We had a good tournament, and we appreciate everybody's support with that in the community and everybody that works out there, and all the other volunteers and everything to help with that. So I just want to say that we did have a successful event, and the course looked great. People thought it was great. It's always a great time because people think they're going to come out here and just have this flat, short little golf course that may or may not be a good goat ranch, and it is not. It has a lot of character to it, and they're always very pleasantly surprised. And I think that helps some of these kids even come and they'll play here, and then gosh, at times they end up over at Panhandle playing golf. So that's a great representation for our city. So thank you guys. Thanks everybody with the city and therefore for helping us with that.
To probably just add to that, I'll go ahead and have our economic development people, we can do an analysis of that weekend.
Right.
And I just got thinking, I mean, we've had tournaments every weekend. We'll start building kind of a database to show the economic impact every weekend. What, 30, 40 teams?
Yeah, just, you know,
That's a lot of people.
72 teams for the dough, so that's 144 players only. This upcoming weekend, we're potentially going to have 150 players. I mean, it's getting really close to 50 teams. That's a 3-man tournament, so there's going to be 150 just players this weekend. Do you remember how many teams were in the Belly Open?
36 teams?
30,
I prepared for 100.
34?
Yeah, 180 people for the Belly Open.
It'd be pretty easy to relay numbers on how many of those are out of town too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I could go back and see who all from here and there and stuff. So
What you learn from, it's kind of scary. Right?
yeah,
But you're right, Jamie, what you said about the hits, you you got mamas, you got grandpas, you got, I ate dinner with a couple that was from somewhere.
yeah,
They did grandparents.
and that's a tournament that's, I mean, that's got to be mainly 80 to 85% out of town only participants. So I mean, you know, that's one that's complete opposite to the most.
Be watching your inbox, you'll get a copy.
Okay.
But it's closer to
Pretty
90%.
impressive.
Yeah, or more. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really high on the
I mean,
out of town
my,
people.
My
that play there.
grandkid came and played, and they brought her parents, and then they brought 2 couples from Tulsa that came and played, and their parents. So
We're getting into that. It's, you know, we're getting into the generational. We've had this tournament for what, 53 years now. It's generational because, you know, their parents have played in it. They've maybe moved off. And I mean, you're even getting into where grandparents have played in it and they have moved off. You know, you're probably working on at least the 3rd generation of people that have played in that and they're coming back. So kind of it's almost, it's a little bit of a reunion on some of that when those people come back for that. So, and I mean, as a parent of junior golfers and stuff like that, when we go somewhere, you know, inevitably we end up, you know, having to go buy things around town at different stores, different clothing stores, Walmart, convenience stores, liquor stores. If there's a casino nearby, we probably go there too. So,
This report will show the people that's there where they go after.
Yep,
before.
yep.
And it's all of yourself.
and be careful. These older guys that helped us, they kind of.
what are you going to say?
They maybe went to some shady places now, but anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we do, and there's a lot of things that they, afterwards, you know, you want to get in where it's cool or whatever. So they hit the town. I'm not.
Well, it helps us, I'll just say, it helps us convince the naysayers.
Right. No,
So what do
absolutely.
they want to learn?
Yeah, I mean,
They want something
Yeah,
different.
there's a huge economic
I'll
impact.
get those reports, but individually, every weekend, isn't that? You know,
Almost.
Yeah, every
Yeah.
weekend has been a tournament, which
Yeah, I mean,
interesting to see the.
yeah, I'd have to. It's at least every other weekend
I was gonna say, at least
for
every
the
other-
main
You don't
tournament.
wanna
It's
have
a
whatever-
2-day
Kind
tournament.
of make some people grouchy.
But
That's right.
Don't want to play in every tournament. So.
yeah, but all in all, I mean, we're definitely, this has been the year with the most tournaments at Sunset Hills since I've been here. I mean, we have close to 22 to 23 days out of the year that are strictly tournament days, if not more than that. So it's been a lot.
I did have just kind of some notes. One of them was any movement, progress, or time frame on the maintenance shed. I know that's a big
Yeah.
gray one, but figure out
Well,
if
it's
he's covered
really
with
great.
it.
I can enlighten you on that. We're developing a plan. We have a 2-cent sales tax coming on for 2027. And And as everybody sits up here and travels around town, this town needs a lot in the way of street maintenance, parks. All of our parks need to be brought up to standards. When I say standards, our parks are great, but they need to be brought up to where, in today's age. And when I say parks, I mean baseball diamonds, golf courses, and stuff like that. So it's a huge project, what we're doing. We're close to 400 million now. What we're looking at, to redo every street in town, curb, gutter, sidewalks, parks, everything. Why not? I mean, why let that 2 cents go off? Let's send it down the road with improvements this town's needed for the last 25 years. So it's a huge project. We've got staff working on it 5 days a week. And we're getting pretty close to start presenting now. So golf courses will be well taken care of, especially since the southern deal works out.
Yeah.
I still,
You know, decent place to work with,
Yeah.
things.
Which, yeah, I
Better
mean,
fencing.
with the news you shared earlier, that, I mean, there's a bunch of different options that can go under now. Because if the city does get that land, then
look these things up for sure.
it could be there instead of out by the airport, or that just opens up a whole new
Yeah.
stuff, so, yeah.
One comment I've received this year from several out-of-town people who have come over, they're really impressed with the golf course, except hole 1, driving up to it. That road is up there so rough. Now, they put the dirt out there, and it's a lot smoother to drive in the dirt than it is to try to get to hole 1. But
Just that.
it's not
Just
that big of an
asphalt.
area that needs to be fixed, but it would really, first impressions mean a lot.
Sure.
Will say it, yes, sir.
I think I had that on here as well, so I think that now that which is greatly appreciated, and I'm sure that at least it sounds like I'm constantly asking, but it's all greatly appreciated. But just got back from Elkhart, went to another course a while back, and just a couple of things I see in other places where we can start to trim up the edges now that we've got the core of that sprinkler system. I know you're down on manpower too, so I'm sure you'd love to hear this, Matt, but car paths, there's a handful of spots where we can patch some car paths that would make a big difference. And then scatter signs and ropes to keep people from just, everybody loves to park as close as possible to 16 for some unknown reason. I don't know why, but it's just human nature. Just little stuff like that. It'd be cool to over time start to see that fill in now that we got that good water source.
Right.
Stating the obvious, but it was something I went to another
Yeah.
course and kind of noticed just some of the little things that they do to control that wear and tear. But I agree that heading to, even there's a pretty good ramp there if you head left going down towards 9, right by that tree where the roots are raised concrete, just right next to the putting.
Yeah, right by the putting green,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was a pretty good ramp.
Yeah, that one, and then that's really just happened over this
Like this
year.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
But the course looks,
I've noticed
Looks
a
great.
couple of
Yeah.
courses I play at, especially Monday and Thursday night. You've got a whole lot of carts that have to be put away. Why not open up down where they go into, just have everybody drive into there and leave the keys in the cart?
It'd create a whole liability issue
Yeah.
with all the stuff down there. You don't want that.
Well, they
Yeah.
don't have to park them. They
Well, but I mean, even pulling down in there, I mean, if they go run into the building, they're down there, they could steal a tool, whatever. You don't
Well,
want
I
that.
think also with that is, and I think they've done a great job. I think we touched on it last meeting about the carts and the care and the upkeep and everything like that. I think that's something that the staff does now, and I've seen they really do go out there. When the cart comes in, if they don't bring the key back in or whatever, they go out and they get the keys, but then they're able to kind
Yeah.
of inspect the carts and make sure there's been no damage. So I think that is kind of why I think that's a great effort. That would help. But then on the other hand, somebody might want to go hide their cart down there
Yeah.
in case something happens. So I think there's kind of a double side to that. Letting the staff come out and check the carts and make sure that nothing was damaged or anything was left or anything like that. So
Well, they'd still be
Yeah.
able to do that because there wouldn't be anybody driving the cart after they parked it down there.
sure, and yeah,
right.
it might be. It's a good idea, but I think it might be a bit of a cluster.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I might have to disagree with you on that, just because I don't want all those people in and out of there. And you also, a big deal is that, you know, some days on Tuesday morning, there might be 20 people by 10 o'clock ready to go play. So if all those people take their carts downstairs, and then I know we have a good stretch from, you know, noon to 4 where a lot of people don't play, and then all of a sudden 40 people show up at 5 o'clock ready to play, you could run into situations where, you know, too many people put their cart up
No, I'm just
downstairs.
talking about
You're talking about the
night.
end of the day, or?
When Monday night and Thursday nights when I've noticed, you know, they have a whole lot of carts they've got to drive down there.
Oh, you're talking, okay.
And just
Yeah.
on those nights, pull the carts down there. The rest of the time, bring them up where they can be reused.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's why the people are paid to put the
Yeah.
carts up at the end of the day. That's why we have them. I don't know. I just see that being too big of a problem because, you know, we park certain carts facing certain ways depending on if they work or not. And if you get a bunch of just, somebody's going to park it in backwards and then forwards, and then you're just going to have a giant mess every morning to unpack, I think.
If it makes sense, Larry, but I just don't think it's,
Yeah.
I don't think it's feasible.
I'm talking about they would put them in at night like they have been, but they wouldn't have as many to drive down there.
Right.
I know when I play at Fort Bliss, if you play in the afternoon late, when they know they're not gonna use the cart, rather than coming back to the clubhouse, take the cart, well, clubs out in the car.
Do they have cart boys there, though?
Yeah.
Like, are there designated workers down there waiting for you to drop your cart off? Okay.
No, you just pull them into this one area, and then eventually somebody will come out and park them all.
Be something to think about.
It's just a thought I had.
Yeah.
I've noticed, you know, like last night,
Yeah.
we got out of there at 9 o'clock and there was a whole bunch of
Carts
carts
everywhere. Yeah.
So,
No, I'm noticing a huge upward trend in the amount of rounds, or just the amount of people that are playing and how much play we've really been getting this year. Because yeah, it's definitely risen, if not almost doubled this year. How many rounds
A lot
they're
of that
going.
has to do with the new sprinkler system.
Yeah.
The course looks and plays so much better.
They did last time.
I would probably bet so as well.
Yeah.
You definitely
The only
get a
thing is
couple
to narrow
people
the
that.
fairways down quite a bit.
I know.
Yes and no.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Not so much this, but maybe this in spots. But it wasn't really intentional. Like, I know the fairways are a little shorter on 2 and 14, but at the same time we were trying to
Well,
plant grass and get some of that stuff established so that
14,
in the
you gotta
next couple of
move
years
back quite a bit
we
now
can
again.
mow it
Yeah.
back to normal. But it was just kind of how we went about it. We couldn't just try to get all those areas established and then drive a mower over them 100 times in the summer. I mean, you can kind of see what happened on 5 already from that. So
have they ever looked at putting an ATM machine in the clubhouse?
Never heard of it, but why not? We make a buck off of it.
Well, that, and, I mean, you have a lot of credit card charges, which probably cost you 3 or 4% too, right? I mean,
yeah, I'm not sure what the exact amount is, but there's a. It's either
I think
2 or 3.
I think it's 3.5%.
3.5.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, mine just got bumped to 4%.
yeah, if you had
A
an
lot of, yeah, a lot of them, yeah, took that.
ATM machine, it might be worth the time and trouble.
You can put an ATM machine in, then add the 3.5% charge if you're gonna use your credit card out there.
Yeah.
I would say you need discount if you use cash.
That is what
That's,
I-
yeah.
Yeah.
Not to split hairs, but
I'm trying to put the credit
I-
card
I
companies
felt-
out of business, and that's what I ended up doing,
I
instead
felt-
of tacking it on.
Well, that might help the tournaments too, paying the fees.
Mhm.
I do.
Last tournament, we had one player show up, didn't have a check, didn't have cash, and wanted to use a card.
Yeah.
We had to pay for him, so the club can't take the card and then give you the money
You
back.
can just go to the ATM and get your cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You reach out to one of the banks, see if they're interested, I guess.
I can go talk to Coulter.
There you go.
Could, because they do all the stuff on the credit cards anyways.
Okay.
For the course, what is that, first, or
Handle first.
handle
bank or
first
whatever.
now? Yeah, whatever it is now. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I say too.
You say that? Marketing people do
Unless your dad wants to do it, they won't. They won't.
I cannot think of what they are. It's BOP, that's what it is.
Yeah.
it. You guys, got anything else, Matt, or the board? Like, anybody else have anything?
Make a motion, we go home.
All right.
Yeah. Bingo.
Adjourn.